Hey everybody. Well, I'm back trying to use this Restream and I'm not sure if it's getting out or not. I know I tried it last week and it's got different settings than it had, so I was messed up. Then this weekend, I found out that it was going live on Facebook while I was doing my live and that people were commenting. So I'm here a little couple minutes early just to give this a second or two to see if anybody finds me. And if not, there's Mr. Coop. All right, I feel better now. Mr. Coop, all my settings got changed and I was worried I wasn't getting out there in the YouTube world. So you just made my day by letting me know I'm there and by joining me. I really appreciate that. I hope you're having a great day. How cold is it in Florida? We went from 80 yesterday and it's 42 this out there. It was in the 30s earlier, but it's 42 or 44 degrees. And oh, it's horrible. I had been wearing shorts and flops, and I had to go uptown a while ago, and I actually put on some sweats and tennis shoes because it's pretty dang cold out there. Yeah, I got my babies joining me. They are being good for the moment until they hear something, but they have learned when I say I got to go do a live, they all come running, and I got two that one of them wanted to be in it, but I don't trust her because she'll jump. But and then my puppy, I don't know what she was doing, but she had other plans going in the living room. So, oh, cool. Well, I'm using the Restream, and it was really easy the first two or three times I used it, and then um, last Monday I had issues and I couldn't see chat, and it was just crazy. Excuse me. Yeah, weekend was in the high 80s. What is it today? Did y'all get the big change in the weather? I know we were in the 80s up until last night, and front come through, and thankfully no damage and storms. It was loud and a lot of rain, but we didn't have any wind damage. I think we did have like some pea-sized hail, but nothing major. But man, when you drop from the 80s to the 30s like that, it's no wonder everybody's getting sick. They've upgraded since the last time you were on. What do you mean? Restream has updated? The thing that confused me is when I would set up to do a stream and it would have the go live button and I'd hit it and everybody would start popping up talking to me. And last Monday it changed, it says cloud recording. And I'm like, I don't know that I'm recording this to the cloud. I'm trying to do it on YouTube. And so anyway, I did a few minutes on like I'm set up right now and nobody joined. And I knew that there was a couple other streamers that are going along this time. So I was trying not to step on them. And anyway, but if Mr. Coop's seeing it, then I feel good. I know you was having some computer issues this morning. Okay, well, I have to check into that because, like I said, and I figured out I paid for StreamYard too that I didn't realize. So I was checking out StreamYard. Um, I don't know which one's better. I hear Megan and Tug talk about StreamYard. But trying to learn how to do all this stuff, it can confuse this old mind real quick. But I really enjoyed your show this morning. There was some, and JJ Hill, or I call him JJ Bean. His was pretty good this morning. He was on the roll and tearing it up, and I liked how wanted to step in to get everybody on the positive side of talking the good stuff and not picking on each other. You use Restream, you like it. My PC is being a pain, but Restream is fine. Well, I have to just do some Googling or YouTubing to figure out how to upgrade it. And because I like it, I mean, it's easy to pretty much push the buttons. If you read what it says, it does what it tells you. So um, I had bought a subscription, and like I said, I didn't realize until I looked at my bank account that I had a StreamYard payment too back in January. And I'm like, oh, did I do both? I better check that out. But, well, I don't know who else is streaming at this moment, but I know Squid Pro and a couple. I thought, um, oh, let me think of her name. Just went blank. She commented, Ninja Puppy. That's who I'm talking about. She commented earlier on a short I uploaded, and like I said, since you got the notification, I feel like everybody else should have got it. So StreamYard is good, but twice the price. Well, that's good to know, because it adds up pretty quick if you try to get some stuff. My goal. Welcome, Maria. You found us. Come on in. My goal is to get this going and talking about different topics with dogs. April 1st will be my 40th year owning. I don't know what y'all hear, but forget about it. Owning a pet resort in Arkansas. Angela, come on in, Angel. Welcome. And I have met some amazing people over the years from all over the country that do all kinds of things with dogs. And so that's my goal, is to figure out how to, like, Coop, I would love to have you come on. Ninja, you found me. Good job. Um, I'd like to have you come on, Coop, and I want to get Willis to come on and talk about his passion of motorcycles and stuff, and how he's ran after that compared to my passion for dogs. And, like you, Mr. Coop, you love dogs, but you also love birds, which I had a cockatoo for years that could do any of the dog tricks. I had Jack Russells back then, and it was the funniest thing you'd ever see. Tell the Jack Russell to play dead, and she'd fall over, and I'd tell my bird, and she'd fall over. But then 5 seconds later, the bird was chasing the Jack Russell, trying to bite her little nub tail. So it was a zoo around here. Mr. Coop says you don't have to worry about doing anything as far as the Restream upgrades go. From what I see, it's just basically cosmetic. Maria, welcome. Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's what changed is, you do something 3 or 4 times, and the buttons you've been pushing. And last Monday was when it changed, because I actually started the stream and stopped it because I didn't think it was going anywhere. So I started a couple of minutes early on this one with the same setup as last Monday. So I feel better. I know they changed the word cloud recording for some reason. When you say you want to set up a live, and it didn't say that week before. So anyway, Mr. Ninja says, hey, Mr. Coop, Angel, Maria, and all, of course, Darlene and the fur babies. Appreciate you finding me, Ninja. I got your comment where you watched my short I uploaded this morning. And this is Kelsey, and she was not happy with those two running and playing on the bed. Kelsey was laying on my heating pad. These chihuahuas, I have a heating pad on the bed and one in the chair. And they crawl together like they're laid here, but they're hovering over that heating pad. And Kelsey had prime real estate, and then I let two of the younger ones come doing a video, and they're being nuts and running around. And Kelsey just laid there like, please don't let them mess up this moment. What are y'all barking at or growling at? There's nobody over there. We're live. Y'all need to pay attention to the good folks watching. You gonna wave, Kelsey? That was pretty. Good girl. Her waving to y'all. So we wave at the bank teller. Do it again. Good girl. She likes to wave at the bank tellers. And if it's somebody new she don't know, she'll bark at them. There's nothing over there, Kelsey. Y'all relax. Y'all chill. Get off the edge, please. Good girl. Get off, goodness gracious. Good girl. You can wave one more time if you want to. You want to wave one more time? Oh, squint your eyes up. Wave. You're getting too close to the edge. Wave. You gonna wave? Wave. Say, if you don't want to do it, you don't do it. That's the thing about my kids. They're trained to a certain point, but she'll be waving here in a second when she thinks I'm ignoring her. And you and goodness don't get into it. You get back. You're on the edge. Back up. Good girl. Good girl. Anyway, who have I missed coming in here? Thank you, Ninja. I appreciate that. Hitting the like button. Arnold, hey, welcome. Welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, I think I'm up to, no fussing. Y'all quit it. No, you the one that causes issues. Kelsey, you get on your side. No, you quit being grumpy. No, you get off the edge. They're just like kids. I mean, they're just four-legged kids. And when one's wanting to do something, they'll start something so they can get their way. And Kelsey's trying it right now. She's trying to get a fussing with No. Look at that face you're making. No, you're on the internet. Do you know you're on the internet? Everybody in the world's going to see that bad face you're making. And Kelsey, you're getting too close to the edge for my comfort. I don't care. Waving don't help. No. Get back in the bed. We're doing live. Anyway. But I appreciate y'all been sharing and helping my channel. I think it was up to 520 something this morning when I looked, and I'm tickled pink. You know, this is what I want to do, and I appreciate y'all coming in when it's just me talking, boring you, but at least maybe my babies behind me will entertain you a little bit if they don't start a dog fight. Which is possible, you know, they're chihuahuas and they'll have their moments every now and then. But it's been fun getting to meet you guys and the other channels that y'all follow or are in charge of. And I love that there's so much, I don't know, the community, I guess what I'm saying. It's just a great community, and 2 or 3 of the channels I follow, and I love that, man. If somebody's in a need or they've got sickness going on or death of a loved one, man, they're all in there, you know, lifting people up, and I just love that kind of stuff. And course, following Jeremy and George and all they've been through. We all know that story. But, yesterday or last night's live was a little different. But it does show the community of, how you say, here's what we got, here's what's going on. And I really like that. We could have Mr. Coot building the best wishing wells in the world. Maria says he had a question for you, and I forgot. That's like JJ Bean talking too long, and people forget the question. I had y'all coming up on the screen, and I guess my mouse keeps. Let me see. Make sure I don't mess something up. But anyway, one time I had it popping up on my screen when y'all come in to say something. Get back up here, and there we go. Let's see if that does it. Okay. I'm learning. This old boomer's got it. Look at there. Ninja said you're a fun, upbeat person. Well, thank you, Ninja. I tell you what, I try to act like a dog. That's literally my personality. I guess I'm between a boxer and a chihuahua, probably. But, it just amazes me all the time that how dogs are. You can walk out the door and be gone 10 minutes or 10 days, and you get the same greeting when you get back. And it's just, this world would be a better place if we all treated each other, more like a dog, forgiving and always being there. And I've even, I had a issue with my ear, and I had skin cancer down in my ear, and my dog would get on my shoulder all the time, and that she never did that. And sure enough, that was the deal. Let's see if we can pop Maria up there. Seeing the thing, like whatever's changed is it doesn't show. Okay. It says there's 1 on Facebook, which is me, and 7 on something to bark about. Okay. Oh no. Welcome danger, but no, we're not going to get them excited because they can hear the daycare dogs, and if somebody drives up at my front, they are just I can see them very clearly behind me. But yeah, that's how I teach dogs the to speak. One to learn to bark. My mom had a little chihuahua, and I got to knocking on something, and I'd say, "Come in," and they'd probably perk up. And every time you said "come in," that chihuahua would bark because she thought that meant somebody's coming in. And talking about dogs, you have to think like them sometimes to make it through life and make it better. I have a new daycare dog that's come for a couple, 3 weeks now, and he's mainly golden retriever. And the lady got him out of the pound. He had been picked up, and beautiful dog, and just lots of energy. And so at first I was worried he might be an escape artist, because a lot of times these dogs that get loose, they're escape artists. They're either going over or under a fence. So I always am very concerned. And I let the dogs usually come 2 or 3 times to get used to the barking and all the different sounds and stuff. And then I put them with who I think they'll be buddies with. Well, I have a doodle that I knew she would be great with this dog. And you cannot get this dog through a door, through a gate, anything, he's just all over you, like frantic, but he's happy frantic. I mean, I ain't figured it out yet. So I have wrestled with this dog 3 weeks. And this morning I got him in the pen, and they have their big inside area, doggy door and yards to run and play in. And so he came first. Well, when the doodle got here, I couldn't open the gate to put her in because he's going to charge like a bull and run through me, and he's done that several times. And so I put the dog in a different pen, the doodle in a different pen, and I'm like, we're going to try this. So I got the rope to the doggy door and got a ball, threw it outside. The golden retriever ran after it, and I shut the doggy door. Problem fixed. I mean, that was the easiest I've put those dogs together since they've been coming. And it was funny. I had to think like a dog. Maria, beautiful dog. Thank you. Golden, you love golden retrievers. Yeah, they are. I lost my Suey B that was a later dog for the blind. She was 14. I lost her 2 summers ago. And the Chihuahuas used to get all on her back and lay on her and stuff. She was just a great dog. Ninja said, my 2 don't care if someone knocks or walk in the house. They stay cuddled up in their beds or roam around outside. They could care less. Yeah, that's the cool thing about personalities with dogs too, is you either got a laid back one like Ninja's talking about, or you got one that don't miss nothing. The one that wanted to be in the live, Cotton. Come here, Cotton. Come here, let's show you to the fine people. Cotton, her and the baby was busy doing something. I think she's coming. Come here and let's show them you. Good girl. This is Cotton, and when I put her, I hadn't had her but since January, so she's relatively new to the pack. But when I put her in all of them, she acts like she's going to start a fight. She'll bow up, but she don't have the fight part in her. She just likes to bow up, but then they'll grumble back. But I've put her up here several times before I went live, and I'm worried she's going to jump. And she's always into something. Say, I am sneaky, and I will get stuff. I get on a table that I know I'm not supposed to get on, but she does. And she gets caught and she's like, whoops, my bad. But she's a pretty cool girl. I like her. Oh, who was it? I believe it was, I don't remember whose chat it was. It was in the weekend, and their Great Dane was having surgery today, I believe. Do y'all remember who was talking about being worried for their Great Dane having surgery today? I don't remember the name, but I've talked with her, and I think she's been in the live several times. A curious one, absolutely. She's instigator too. She'll go do something and then like try to blame it on the puppy or the others, and we know who started it and who done it. And she's a little diva. She's the one I'm showing right now, and we've had some issues that not getting to go to shows until probably April will be our first show or next show. I did a show in January, but my excuse me, partner's having shoulder surgery, so she can't. If I'm gone, she takes care of all the dogs, and if she's gone, I take care of all the dogs. And we're pretty much the only 2 we trust for taking care of other babies. You gotta make sure. Otis, yes, that's who it is, Ninja. Hey, strange little badger, welcome. Appreciate you coming in. We welcome you here. Yeah, it's Otis, the Great Dane. I'm pretty sure that's who it was. Um, I can't remember his mama's name, but she has been here. Yeah, that's who I am. I just remember her putting in the chat one day this weekend about being worried and concerned, which anytime your babies are going to get cut on or something, you worry. Uh, hey, Janice, welcome. Here's one of my daycare ladies. Her baby, her Australian Shepherd, is out there wearing herself out. Yes, I'll tell Darla happy birthday. She hit the big 61 today. But appreciate you joining us, Janice. Um, she knows the daycare well around here, and her Pepper has her partners. There's five of them, and if y'all saw them going home, I mean, it's like playing football because they're all going home with the first person that comes, and it don't work out that way. You know, the other owners don't want to take home another dog, and there's four bigger dogs, all seeing a, I call, he's a flat coated retriever, 100%. He's solid black. um, but I, Ozzy is his name, and I swear, I mean, when it's time to go home, they don't want to leave their friends. They won't go home, but they want to take their friends with them. You know, it's pretty funny. Let's see the what puppies, stranger, badger. You talking about chihuahuas? It's chihuahuas. That's all I got besides my daycare babies, which they're all just like mine. Um, you know, when you do this for years, I can tell you every dog that's been here in the last 40 years, and a lot of those same people have, you know, had a dog and lost it and get a new puppy, and that's a blessing. The hard part is saying goodbye, but that's a blessing of having a place, because I got several customers that I've probably seen 10 different dogs in their lives over the years, and that's always cool. Let's see what that means. The little, okay? I don't know, with my Arkansas accent, I can say that Daickle. Wish we could figure out. Mr. Coop's gonna have to teach me how to patch somebody in like he did JJ this morning, and let get some help on explaining things I don't understand. Because you know, I've heard Mr. Coop say you know, things about chihuahuas and always had bad experiences. So I would love to uh, change his mind a little bit. Um, these are all adult dogs, Maria. Except, well, I have a puppy that's 5 months on the 20th, which was what, today's the 16th. So she's gonna be, no, she believe turned 6 months old on the 20th. But my chihuahuas eat once a day. Now, Cotton is a little thin because she runs all the time, but chihuahuas are supposed to be 6 pounds and under. And you know, you have to count their calories, and they're not hungry. Now, of course, if I got a treat, they'll want a treat, but they get a set amount. And like Cotton, she's getting breakfast and supper because she's running off all her calories. And so that, you know, but they don't need much. I let two of my girls go to a new home here a few weeks ago. They had got maybe, um, they had her 3 or 4 months, and then they decided they wanted maybe a partner. So I let them have Yes, her sister. And when they come to pick up Yes, they had maybe with them. And Yes, and maybe is no kids. You can't have a dog named No and not name her kids Yes and maybe. But anyway, when they walked in with Maybe, she hadn't seen me for about 4 or 5 months. And they're in my living room, and I'm loving on her. And I mean, that dog remembered, and she got to run in circles around the house. It was precious. But when I picked her up, I'm like, whoa. And I said, y'all got to watch this weight. Oh, she weighs 5 pounds something. And I'm like, mm-mm. I said, she's pushing 7 to 8 pounds. Oh, no way. And so I went and got the scale. Sure enough, she was 7 pounds, 7.5 pounds. And then they got to talking about what she eats. And it was getting an egg in the morning. She loves this vegetable and that. Well, you can feed them all the green beans they'll eat and carrots and stuff like that, and it won't add calories. And I recommend it. Like one of my beagles that comes to daycare, I picked her up the other day and kind of struggled to get her up in the car. And I looked at her mama and I'm like, we need to get a hold of this. And, but you have to watch it with all of them and use, I mean, like I said, you can give them all the green beans. And, and it always depends. I've had dogs that need to be fed 3 times a day. I have a lot of boarders that what they're used to is what we do when they come in. If they're fed 5 times a day, we're going to try to do that. Now, there's some that come in that don't need to eat for a week. But Maria says, okay, mine is going to be 19 years old. I feed her morning and evening, third cup, and she looks like she's getting thin. Well, with being a 19-year-old, I would not worry about calories and weight. I would be more concerned that she's eating what she needs. So if she's hungry at dinner, you need to feed her. And my dinner is noon. I learned that the other day because I kept confusing a customer going to pick her dog up at lunch. And I said, okay, I'll see you at dinner. And she said, no, lunch. Well, to me, it's lunch and supper. Okay. But to a lot of people, it's lunch and dinner, So if you're talking dinner to me, I'm talking 12 noon. I mean, but anyway, but yeah, I would feed her, I wouldn't overfeed, but if you're offering her a third of a cup and she looks like she's losing weight, I'd up it and maybe give her a few, half a cup at noon if she eats it. Because at 19, you're doing whatever they want, whatever they need. That's the way I look at it. The thing, Maria says yours loves green beans. Yeah, and that's the deal. We feel guilty when we're eating and they're staring at us, wanting every bite. And I have to stay on Darla all the time because she's in this deal of everybody gets the last bite of whatever she's eating. And there's 7 chihuahuas running around. I'm like, quit doing that. And then guess what? I'll do it too, But you really have to watch that because, and they'll gain weight, and 1 pound on a dog is probably like 5 pounds on us. So if you look like that and you think, well, my dog's getting, 2 or 3 pounds overweight, well, it's really more like 10 or 15 pounds overweight on their little systems. And even big dogs, you have to really watch that. Maria says she's very active. Yeah. And, I have dogs that I've got one here right now that's been boarding. Her mama is in the hospital in Little Rock, and she's a very, very active dog. And so I'm feeding it 3 times a day because, you know, it just, they run those calories off. This one, like I said, she's getting out the camera, but Cotton, Cotton Picker, as we call her, say, I am active in getting into stuff. She loves Kleenexes. And if she gets a Kleenex, it's in a million pieces in about 2 seconds. And I love walking in the living room and there's, half the room covered in pieces of Kleenex. At least she doesn't eat it. So Badger says here in Yorkshire and UK, lunch and dinner are the same thing. The later around 5 and 6, we call it tea time. Oh wow, that's neat. I wouldn't think of supper being tea time, but my deal growing up, it was always, what you having for dinner meant noon, and what you having for supper, and that may be a southern thing too. But like I've never heard of the evening time being tea time. So you see, I learned something today. Thank y'all. She is gorgeous. Thank you, Badger. I'm really proud to get her. When my friend that bred this dog, and she's a champion, and this lady was getting that lower on numbers of her dogs, and when I was getting the puppy from her, I was like, well, actually, Cotton rode with her so she wouldn't drive alone. She had her dog Buzz and this one with her, and when we were talking, she was like, "Yeah, I'd really like to get Cotton's grand championship, but I'm done showing her." And I'm like, "Well, I'll take her and get her grand." And you see, she gonna jump and go see what the daycare dogs are talking about. But we have fit in. I got to learn her show deals, and she's got to learn mine. We had our first show together in Texarkana, and we won something all 3 days. So I was pretty proud. But it's kind of like learning each other. But I've been tickled to death to add not only Cotton but the puppy Believe, and getting. I mean, they just fit in like they were always here. And when you got a crew that are spoiled rotten like these are, uh, goodness gracious, she's our kind of special needs dog, and she walks and runs. And actually, when I see her trotting across the living room, I think, oh my gosh, she could beat any dog show in the world. But when she was born, she was coming out backwards, and my vet was here and helping pull and all that. And when Goodness was like 6 or 7 weeks old and gave them their first shots, she was like, her little rear end would kind of go to side when she's standing still. And we were like, that's cute, And we thought it was from the shot that made her do that. But then we noticed it was happening after that. And evidently, with the pulling on her during birth, it must have messed up something, a nerve in her neck. And I've had the joke about I could go show her because she's beautiful. And like I said, she moves like a dream for a show dog. But when you stop, we call it the waddle butt, because she's kind of wandering back and forth with her rear end. And I said, well, I could just call that a trick and act like I'm saying waddle, goodness, waddle. But anyway, she is our special needs girl when she just can't control that honey butt. That's what we call it. I love comparing the difference between here in the UK and the US. Absolutely. Absolutely. What did Ninja say? Miss Ninja. I had a dog that pulled Kleenex one time till the box was empty. Oh, Cotton, Darla's table is at the end of beside her chair, and she's got her now. She's got a little wooden box with all her stuff in it because that was the first thing. Every time we turn around, Cotton had something. And oh, I'll show y'all what Cotton got. I couldn't find my ear things, Apple iPod things. Well, as you can see, after a chihuahua gets them, thankfully it was just a little end, and I think they sent more when I bought them. But I couldn't find none of these. I found the case, and y'all lay down. I don't know what they're barking at, but y'all chill. No. Bandy says she's got to go see, so I guess they're all wanting to go. Okay, we'll leave Goodness and Kelsey to help finish the show. But anyway, I found my AirPods, iPods, whatever you call them, and I guarantee you it was Cotton because she will get anything. I've had her on top of the coffee table a couple of times. I mean, she's something. She is something. Well, guys, I so appreciate y'all joining me today, and I hope y'all stay checking me out. And like I said, I'm gonna have to get with doing some YouTube videos to figure out how to add people to a stream and all that. But that's my goal, and I'm working on trying to get Mr. Coop and Willis as my first guests, even before I do dog people, because we can talk about our passions, and that's that's fun. Yeah. Oh no. I I went through 3 pairs of prescription glasses that I would fall asleep, and it was a different Chihuahua. She would get my glasses when I fell asleep, if I fell asleep with them on. And I had so many chewed up, I mean, I'd be embarrassing going to somewhere and they see the sides of my glasses all chewed up. But anyway, we learned to make them do better. Oh, where have you been? Come here, Believey. Come here. Where you been? Come here. Good girl. Believe come in here, but she thinks I'm up to something, so she's like, come here. I want to see you. Go up here and see Kelsey. There's a puppy. Her be 6 months old on the 20th. Her gonna have her half a year birthday on the 20th. And don't you bite the puppy. Kelsey's favorite thing when I have a puppy is to make them holler. We got her, no, Kelsey. We got her squeaky toys when she was a baby, and we swear that's why she likes to do that to the puppies. Get off the edge. I don't like you on the edge. You're teaching the puppy bad stuff. Lovely to put a face to the name, something. Thank you, Badger. You too. And I appreciate being from the UK, and here I am sitting in South Arkansas, a little town of 10,000 people. And look, we're worldwide, man. It's cool. But I appreciate y'all. I am trying to do my lives on Mondays and Wednesdays at 2:30 Central, and try not to step on the other streamers. And I appreciate, looks like I had a good thing going today. they've changed everything on Restream where I can't tell how many of you is in here, but you know, it's just fun to try to learn this stuff. Now you need to get off the edge, and you need to show them how you can hold your ears up. We have been taping her ears and taping her ears. Kelsey, get back. And she can hold her ears up like she's supposed to. Uh, there we go. See, look at them ears. She just chooses to walk around like a hound dog most of the time. No waving, none of that. You did all your waving at the first of the show. Are you waving them goodbye? Is that what you're telling me? We need to do a goodbye? I know we're gonna have people coming in just a minute to pick up their babies. Can you wave? Wave again, Kelsey. Back up off the edge. I don't like you right there. Wave. Oh, you so stubborn. Wave. Kelsey. Kelsey. Wave. Ooh, see? They do it when they want to, and if they don't want to, and then she'll start waving at y'all in just a second just because I said she ain't going to do it. I'm not going to look at her and except for backwards and watch her wave. That's a long ways down. I don't like it that you're on the edge. Lord willing, I'd catch you if you started falling, but quit looking over the edge. Kelsey, back up. You gonna wave? I'm trying to finish the show with a trick, and look at you. You being stubborn, Kelsey Marie. Stubborn. You wave at me. Wave. Kelsey. All right. She ain't gonna do it. Y'all have a great rest of your evening. And thank you for joining me. And please share and tell folks to join us. Yep, the daycare dog sees somebody or heard something. So I love y'all. And remember, there's always something to bark about. Have a great